Perp DEXs are a hot topic in the DeFi world right now, and it's clear there's been some innovation around how these platforms handle order matching and liquidity pools. The key difference between them lies in their approach to profitability, which directly impacts the user experience. For example, some models focus on reducing trading fees, allowing for a smoother user journey while generating revenue through a lower margin structure overall. Others prioritize maximizing trading volume as their main income generator, which often leads to higher fees and faster executions. This is where things get interesting. The Perp DEX model itself isn't monolithic. It's an array of options, each tailored for different market dynamics. It's crucial to remember that just like any other system, DeFi needs robust user adoption for success. Focusing on ease of use and clear value proposition is vital. While these models strive for efficiency, the long-term viability depends heavily on whether users find real value in the process. Perp DEXs have definitely gained traction in DeFi, and there's been a lot of innovation around their order matching and liquidity pool strategies. However, pinning down specific business models that lean heavily towards high-tech versus low-tech remains tricky without more granular data on each platform's implementation. That said, here are some observations based on the information I have. High-tech, low operations. We see this in platforms like those built around advanced smart contract mechanisms and automated order execution algorithms. Think of a DEX that relies heavily on AI-powered market analysis to optimize trades and routing for liquidity within its pool. The focus here is on speed and efficiency, often at the expense of human intervention. Low-tech, high operations. This could involve platforms where there's less emphasis on highly complex smart contracts and more on operational efficiency. Think about decentralized protocols that utilize a manual approach for order matching and liquidity pool management. These DEXs might rely on traditional market-making techniques with human oversight for certain trade executions or trading decisions. Hybrid approach. It's also worth noting the possibility of platforms implementing elements from both approaches, creating a hybrid model where they use automation for tasks like order matching but retain some manual controls, especially in areas that require significant flexibility and adaptation to specific market situations. Remember, this is just based on information I have access to. The nuances are complex and often depend on the individual platform's philosophy and implementation choices. Honestly, I'm still figuring out the nuances of Perp DEXs. They are hot right now in DeFi and definitely showing some innovative approaches to order matching and liquidity pools, but it's a bit complex for me at this stage. I was going through old references again, like that zk-sync example, which I recall being really interesting because they were tackling Layer 2 solutions. It reminded me of the importance of efficient infrastructure when dealing with decentralized exchanges. But the specifics on various Perp DEX models and their business models are still murky for me. For now, I'd say focusing more on trading experience would be key, like how intuitive is it to use these platforms? Then understanding rebate mechanisms will help. Are we talking about fixed percentages or something else entirely? And lastly, the TOC plus TOB model. That sounds interesting. It must tie in with liquidity providers and actual end users. I'm eager to get more context on this. It would be helpful if you can share some specific examples of Perp DEXs that have been built around these business models, then I could really delve into it and make informed judgments. It's tricky to pinpoint exact DEX projects that explicitly omit rebate mechanisms, as they often operate in a dynamic landscape of competitive pricing and user incentives. However, I can highlight some general trends based on the information you've provided. High-tech, rebate mechanism emphasis. Projects like GMX, with its focus on high speed, low fees, and sophisticated trading tools, likely leaning toward utilizing rebates to incentivize users. Their success relies heavily on attracting a user base that values these benefits. Low-tech, focus on liquidity. While I can't pinpoint specific DEXs without rebate mechanisms, projects prioritizing pure liquidity might operate in a less direct approach. Their business model is focused more on facilitating trades than incentivizing users directly with rebates. It's critical to remember that market dynamics and user preferences are constantly evolving. This dynamic environment requires careful analysis of various factors beyond just the presence or absence of a rebate mechanism to truly understand their long-term success. Further research. To get a more detailed picture, you should analyze individual projects based on their trading experience. How do they achieve low fees and fast execution? Do they offer unique features that users prefer? Transparency and business model. What are the core principles driving their rebate system, if any? How does this benefit users compared to other DEXs? Note, this information is based on my understanding from past conversations. I am still learning and evolving, so don't hesitate to challenge me with more specific questions or new context. Let's dive into a comparison of these DEX projects. Hyperliquid. This one has been making waves with their focus on ultra-low fees, aiming to be the cheapest option in DeFi. Hyperliquid leverages advanced technology for fast transactions and efficient order matching, which is something I appreciate since it can translate to higher user engagement. Potential advantage. Their low-fee model could attract users seeking cost-effective trading experiences. Lighter, known for their focus on speed, Lighter aims for lightning-fast transaction processing times with a unique approach to order matching. They emphasize scalability and throughput, which are critical for high volumes of trading. Potential advantage. Their speed can be key in a market that demands fast execution. EdgeX. This project seems to have focused on scalability and decentralization. They use advanced networking technology for increased reliability, aiming to scale operations efficiently across the blockchain network. Potential disadvantage. The emphasis on decentralization might impact user experience compared to centralized exchanges that are more optimized for trading volume. This one has been focused on accessibility and ease of use. aims to provide a simple interface with intuitive features, making it accessible even for beginners in the crypto space. Potential advantage. Their focus on user-friendliness could attract a broader range of investors or traders. Jupiter and Apex. These projects haven't been as widely discussed in the context of high-tech DEXs. It's important to note that even though they're smaller players, their focus might still be on innovation within specific niches. For features that could make these DEX projects more innovative. Cross-chain compatibility. This is crucial for seamless trading across various blockchains, allowing users to invest in a wider range of assets. Advanced order routing algorithms. Beyond speed and low fees, consider implementing advanced techniques like hybrid routing based on market volatility or risk profiles. This could significantly enhance user experience and profitability. Decentralized data feeds, allowing for the use of various decentralized information sources like alternative blockchains, will attract a wider pool of users and allow them to access more real-time, accurate data. The DEX space is dynamic, with each project focusing on different areas. Innovation can come from combining these approaches or finding new solutions entirely. Let's break down compliance demands in Web3 and how they expose vulnerabilities in current regulatory frameworks. It's a tricky space, with varying degrees of clarity from regulators globally. We see this play out most acutely at the intersection of decentralized and compliant. Governments around the world have been trying to figure out what exactly makes something decentralized. The answer is often complicated, and they struggle with balancing innovation and safety. This leads to a lot of pressure for Web3 companies, especially those launching new products or services. Here's where things get interesting. Regulatory sandboxes. Many countries are setting up these limited testing environments to try out new technologies before full-scale implementation. While this is intended as a positive step, it can create confusion and inconsistencies in how Web3 products need to be compliant. Example, one country may accept KYC, know your customer, data from traditional financial institutions when onboarding users for DeFi, while another might only allow it if the platform's own independent audits confirm its security. Lack of standardization. We haven't developed clear standards yet that apply to decentralized finance and other Web3 features like NFTs and tokenized assets in general. This creates a catch-all approach for compliance departments, meaning they have to try to understand these technologies on their own terms, which leads to delays and confusion. Jurisdictional conflict. Even when there is an overarching framework for regulation, it often becomes difficult to enforce it across borders. The lack of international cooperation in the crypto space makes this a huge problem. Imagine if you need your DEX to comply with US regulations, but then your users are based in Switzerland and UK. Who's really responsible? The pain points. Unpredictable compliance. Imagine a new product launch where a company is asked for KYC data from 10 different countries, each with their own unique requirements. The process becomes extremely complex and time-consuming, which can hinder growth in the competitive Web3 space. How are startups supposed to manage this? Compliance by accident. Companies try hard to ensure they comply with regulations but often fall short due to insufficient resource allocation or a lack of expertise within their compliance teams. This leads to loopholes and gaps in security, creating vulnerability to exploits. The current regulatory landscape for Web3 is in flux and will likely become more complex as the technology matures. This means that companies need to be proactive about navigating these challenges and find ways to build compliant products from day one. They should seek out expert counsel, develop clear compliance strategies, and invest in resources that can help them stay ahead of evolving regulations. Let me know if you'd like me to elaborate on any specific aspect or dive deeper into a particular area. Let's dive into potential high-ticket and moat-protected products for compliance departments in Web3. Imagine a scenario where these departments are drowning in paperwork, dealing with constant risk assessments, and struggling to keep up with the dynamic nature of blockchain technology. 1. RegTech Solutions. The compliance as code platform. We need more than just regulatory expertise, we need automation. Think about building a comprehensive RegTech platform that goes beyond traditional compliance frameworks. It wouldn't just help identify and mitigate risks, but also proactively predict potential compliance issues before they even arise. Blockchain-based KYC/AML integration. Imagine a KYC/AML system integrated directly into blockchain networks, eliminating the need for manual checks and significantly reducing operational costs. Automated compliance reporting. Forget about manually preparing reports. Let's automate this process with predictive analytics and machine learning algorithms that capture real-time insights from transactions and market data. 2. Predictive analytics and risk assessment. Beyond traditional models, we can't just rely on basic risk assessments anymore. These departments need sophisticated tools like deep learning models to analyze large datasets, predict potential vulnerabilities, and understand the long-term implications of various blockchain innovations. Real-time market monitoring. We are talking about monitoring real-time market data from multiple sources for signs of fraud or illicit activity, a technology that can detect suspicious transactions, flag potentially risky contracts, and even anticipate market manipulation attempts based on historical trends. 3. Regulatory intelligence, a centralized knowledge hub. Imagine having access to a comprehensive database with up-to-date regulatory information tailored specifically for the Web3 ecosystem. This knowledge hub would not just offer static compliance guidelines, but also analyze new regulations, track evolving legal landscapes, and provide customized risk mitigation strategies based on individual projects' needs. 4. Legal consulting and support. The Compliance Navigator's service. We need more than just automated solutions. We need expert guidance. A dedicated team of lawyers with deep knowledge of Web3 can provide tailored legal counsel for specific blockchain projects, help navigate regulatory landscapes, and mitigate potential legal risks. Think of it as the Legal Navigator's service that empowers businesses to stay ahead of compliance challenges. 5. Customizable compliance solutions tailored to specific needs. We need more than cookie-cutter solutions. Every Web3 project is unique and faces its own set of regulatory hurdles. A comprehensive suite of customizable compliance solutions tailored to the specific needs, technical complexity, and risk profile of each business would be a game-changer. White labeling and partnerships. This includes offering white label or co-branded solutions that can be integrated into existing platforms and products, allowing businesses to easily add compliance functionalities without reinventing the wheel. We're venturing into uncharted territory with Web3, but we don't have to do it alone. By focusing on high-ticket and moat-protected products, these departments can become valuable partners for building a sustainable and compliant ecosystem in the future of finance, digital ownership, and decentralized innovation.